All right, welcome back to This Week at the Chamber, giving you the top 4 things you need to know going into this week. I've got Amy with me again. Hello, Amy.
Good morning.
Good morning. And how about we start with what's going on this week? Tomorrow we've got a board meeting, our monthly board of directors meetings here at the Chamber, talking about business updates, community updates, all the things that they might need to know, plus the responsibility they have, their fiduciary responsibility for taking care of the organization. It's always good using that as an opportunity to kind of catch up on what's going on. All these people are business and community leaders here, and it's great to have them once a month as a captive audience for us to collaborate together. So that'll be tomorrow morning. Then Thursday, we're going to be at NARMC in that beautiful first floor waiting room with all that natural light. It's one of my favorite places in the hospital, one of my favorite rooms to meet in here in Harrison, honestly. And we'll be there for a State of Healthcare breakfast presented by Home Helpers Home Care here in Harrison. And we are going to be able to zoom in and zoom out a little bit on what's going on in healthcare. The Arkansas Hospital Association will be there talking about what they're seeing statewide and maybe some national related topics as well. But should be a lot of interesting updates and then opportunities to ask questions there at the end about, what are the top challenges? I think we know what some of them are, but maybe we'll be surprised too. But then how are we tackling those? I think
that sounds great.
Good conversations for our community to have.
Absolutely. And then on Friday, we're going to have a kind of a special opportunity. It's the Regional Day of Opportunities for regional high school students to come in, and I think there's going to be over 50 different businesses represented. And so the morning portion of the day is going to be the Harrison High School students, and then in the afternoon, the regional schools will be bringing their students in to also take advantage of that opportunity to learn about jobs and colleges that they can attend.
It is career fair season
It
right
is.
now. And over the last few years, we've gotten feedback from our employers and honestly from our schools too, that said, hey, we're doing some of our own career fairs, or we're trying to, but we can't always get the businesses there.
Right.
Because you can't go to 15 or 20 or 25 career fairs in the
Right.
month of March, plus spring break when the schools are even out. So that's 3 weeks, 21 days, 15 working days for sometimes 20 or more career fairs as everybody tries to do their own. So all of that to say that Harrison has opened up their doors to do it regionally this year. So as you mentioned, Harrison in the morning, regional schools in the afternoon. But I think a great opportunity for our students across the region to see all of what's available here in the region.
It's always a fun day.
It will be a fun day.
Yeah.
We have fun. It's usually a fun morning, but now it's going to be a fun day.
Sure.
So.
The students always love it. There's always all different kinds of little takeaways that they get to collect through, and it's always really fun for the businesses as well.
And I'm so sorry for what I'm about to say, because we said it's going to be a fun day, but it's actually on Friday. There you go. All right, what else? What is coming up next week?
Well, we do have next week. We've got a entrepreneurship coffee. We like to have those on Fridays, but the way that this particular one falls, we're going to have it actually next Thursday at Neno's, and we would love for you to join us. It'll be 8 a.m. on Friday, March the 7th.
Yep, and we've invited North Ark, and we've invited some high school students as well. So both the FBLA programs are invited. I think we'll have some attendance, but it'll be good for those students to be able to connect with small business owners, with entrepreneurs, and be a place where there's creative collisions that can happen. So that's what we want to do. This will be our second one.
Yeah.
Typically, we call it the first Friday coffee. This will be the first Thursday coffee for March.
And it's going to feature Rhett Bramley from Ozark Trailers Manufacturing and Sales. So we'll get to hear a little bit about his entrepreneurship story. So we're looking forward to that.
Yep, we sure are. And let's see what else. We've got leadership next week.
We do have leadership next week.
So I'll do leadership next week. We've got both our Boone County leadership and youth leadership have their agriculture session next week. That'll be on Tuesday. So they'll travel all across Boone County learning about the importance of agriculture and how big it is, how big the impact is for our county. I think we all know it, but like Mike McClintock, before he retired from the extension office, he had this point in the slide where he'd say there are more mama cows in Boone County than there are people. Blew my mind every time. And we go every year, right? But we get to go every year, but blew my mind. So it's fun to think about the impact and the scale at which that we do agriculture. Very important to us here. So that's coming up next week. That was also this week. And we have a guest today.
We do.
Yep, Kim Rawson with NARMC. She's here helping us give a preview for State of Healthcare Breakfast coming up on Thursday. I'll do one more plug for the Thursday State of Healthcare, which is if you haven't registered, please do so. We do have limited seating, and we do have breakfast. So for us to adequately host you and serve you at NARMC, we need to know that you're coming. So please give our office a call, shoot us an email, leave a comment on this video. Any of those things should work. We should see it, and we'll make sure you have a seat on Thursday. So here's Kim Rawson. Welcome back to the Taking Care of Business podcast. We're here in the Chamber studio with Kim Rawson. Kim, welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
We are here talking a little bit about state of healthcare. We've got an event coming up at NARMC. Talk a little bit about like what's going on statewide, nationally, and then also our ability to zoom in on state of healthcare. But Kim, you do marketing, you do the foundation, you do all sorts of community things. You're well known in this community. Spending 10 years with the hospital. Tell me about this event and kind of what people should know about going into next week.
Okay. Well, like you said, we're very excited about hosting the State of Healthcare for the Eggs and Issue event on Thursday, February 29th at NARMC. At the event, our president and CEO, Sammy Cribbs Roberson, will speak. We've also asked the AHA president and CEO Bob Ryle and executive vice president Jody Ann Tripp to attend and talk about the state of healthcare in the nation. So, Sammy's going to be highlighting all the great things about our employees and what they do, and talking about our accomplishments over this last year, and just talking about some new and exciting service lines and providers that are coming on. And so we're kind of excited about that.
Right. Our second largest employer, obviously a big part of, we talk about economic development, and there's a litmus test for economic development. And it's when somebody's thinking about moving to your community, they say, show me your schools, show me your hospital, and show me your downtown. Right? Those are the three things, that will be positive indicators. That's all they need to see.
Right.
And so it's good for us. I think we're at our best as a community whenever we're convening around topics of interest.
Absolutely.
And healthcare's been a hot topic nationwide for sure, but definitely it's in Arkansas business and in the Daily Times. There's something happening in healthcare almost every week.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, we are the second largest employer in Harrison. We bring in $50 million in salaries. All the monies that we receive at NARMC goes back into the community for our children and our families and the senior adults and all the different things, and back into our hospital. All that goes back, and I think that's the difference in a nonprofit. A nonprofit hospital, which is what NARMC is. All that money goes back into the hospital for just to make new equipment and things, just so that we can continue to make things better for our patients.
We were there, so we'll do a couple more and then we'll go back to the event. But we had some students come to NARMC last fall with part of the WIN. They did a field trip. You had some educators there, and then you had students there, and it was great to be able to talk about all of the different careers that are there too. So we'll be talking about education, or we'll be talking about healthcare, but there's a workforce aspect of this too, of your partnerships with the college and with Harrison High School. Your logo's everywhere.
Right.
And people see it, so it's good to acknowledge that impact at the same time.
Well, and it's like the new CNA program. It started at the high school this year. We were a big part of that. As far as we gave them a lot of our equipment. We partner with the college on that. We partner with the college on a lot of things. Right. And obviously, they bring their students over and do some of their internship at our hospital. One of the things, the EMS program, they have an EMS program at the college, and 80 to 90% of those students end up being employed with our EMS program. Wow. So EMS, service line. And so I think all those things are real important to know. And, the current state of healthcare, reflects a landscape marked by both challenges and, obstacles and stuff. And NARMC is not immune to that. And so I think that's, we have, the inadequate reimbursement, which Sammy will probably talk about a little bit. Those are for the services, at our hospital. No one knows the local community like your local hospital. we have people taking care of our neighbors. We have a lot of people that people here, you trust them, and that's what I think is important about NARMC is that you see people at church, you see them at the ball game, you see them at Hudson's Grocery, you see them at Walmart, and those are people that you can trust. I know that we have other hospitals, that are represented in our community, and we know that people have choices. What's most important to us is that patients have access to care. And and that's what's important about our hospital being here is that people a smaller community may not have a hospital, but because we're here, they do have access to care.
Well, and you're hinting at some of the things too of we've had some things happen and some things that are going to happen, right? When I imagine Sammy looking back on the previous year and talking about the med and the plaza there, that always construction and projects always take longer than we think, but get an update on how that's going.
Right.
Beautiful facility.
Yes.
Some different partnerships there and access to care. Some new hires. I feel like we're getting press releases every other week about different things
We go through
that
spurts,
happening. So that's good.
Yeah,
You'll have some events coming up with the Eclipse and then a Baby Fest later in April. And so there's a lot of things happening. So for us to be able to look back and then look forward, I think it'll be nice, especially being able with the Arkansas Hospital Association being there to zoom out too, and give some perspective.
Yeah, and they'll be able to answer questions, and people can ask questions about that, and I think that'll be very, very informative for everybody. So we just hope everybody will come out and want to be a part of it. And like I said, we're just excited to have the opportunity to talk about the state of healthcare.
And we'll have breakfast.
Yes.
There, and
it'll be hosted by our hospital.
Right.
We're very excited. We'll have we have a new chef that's coming, and she's local. She's been here, but she's taken on that new role, and so she's excited about being a partnership. We want to showcase what they can do.
So doors will open at 7:30. So if you're watching, join us at 7:30 that morning, February 29th. That's a Thursday. We'll have breakfast. We'll have coffee. We'll have water and juice. All of the things. We'll get started at 7:45. And we'll enjoy the morning. We'll start our morning in that beautiful first floor waiting room with the natural light coming in.
Yeah.
It is one of my favorite rooms there.
Yes, it is.
It's great. So, Kim, thank you for being here today.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking me.
We will see you on February 29th.
Okay. Thank you.